Check.
Check.
Duff.
You checking things out?
Checking. I made some changes the other day to my settings. Had to bring them back to Podbeansky settings because
podcast ready.
We haven't done this in a while.
Oh man,
it's been a busy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Could be better. I'm looking over my credit card statement.
Oh yeah.
You know how that is.
Yeah.
Year to date.
Yep.
Restaurants and hotel and entertainment, 196 transactions.
Oh, 196 transactions?
Wow.
I thought you said $196 total.
No. I don't know if I want to share the dollar amount. Okay, I will. It's interesting. $3,961.97.
Oh my God. So you spend over $7,000 in a year.
Does that sound right?
It's a half a year.
Mind you.
You sound like my son.
But mind you, every time I go to Tim's, like this morning, and buy coffee, again.
Thank you.
That's a transaction. They count that as a restaurant, hotel, entertainment.
Yeah.
Actually they don't. They count it as a restaurant, sorry. Hotel, entertainment, recreation is something different.
Oh, okay.
I've only had 5 of those, but oh my God, it's over 3,000 for those.
So we're already into the thing? So what do we have? We should talk about that. Actually.
Yeah, well, I guess we're going to do a summer special today.
Yeah, summer special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I thought we could talk about, I actually tried to make some notes here. Let me get out of this. This is depressing. I don't even get paid in the summer, you know that?
I know.
So how am I going to pay for this? I'll give it to the wife.
Yeah.
Here's my credit card statement for this summer. I made some notes.
Yeah.
And one of them was just the cost of everything.
Oh my God.
Like,
don't tell me.
Just cost. We could do a whole special. We could do a friggin' inflation special.
I know.
A just inflation
Just
special.
inflation.
Yeah, I had that. I mean, I
got the apology. And I have to make an apology. But we'll
I
do it
thought
in the
you
show.
had Justin apologize to you. Oh.
I wish.
Should apologize to everybody.
You should. So you want to do it?
Nice hairdo, though. Sound like that ad the Conservatives ran like 10 elections ago.
Nice hair. It's got nice hair.
But now what are they going to say? It's actually horrendous hair.
Oh.
Maybe they'll have a play on that.
Maybe.
They'll say how bad he is at everything.
Looks like Dumb and Dumber.
And then just say, well, he looks like Jim Carrey. Is
Dumb
that the
and
Dumb and
Dumber.
Dumber? Okay, yeah. Yeah, pretty funny. Yeah. I don't care.
All right.
I don't care what he looks like. I don't care about his holidays. I just want a good leader. I could care less. I just want a good leader.
Let's get into it. Let's get
the opening. You don't want to keep.
Well, we need to
preambling?
put the opening.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's put the opening. Warning. This podcast will be an injurious waste of your time. Warning. This podcast will be an injurious waste of your time.
Yeah, good morning. I'll take a medium with 2 sugar and a medium regular, please. DDT.
Duff, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
We're back at the gazebo. If anyone's following us on Twitter, we have a really nice image of where we are and what we're all about
Our
today.
outdoor studio.
My goodness.
In the nice wilderness.
This is perfect.
It's beautiful.
Right?
It's in the shade.
Yeah, it's in the shade. It's 35 degrees still, but we're in the shade. We got a nice picnic table.
Let me first do our usual apologize.
Okay.
I got a couple of apologies. Well, I guess the first one would be for not doing a special in a long time.
You know what? I would just add on to that apology, how poorly we've been at communicating to the good listener.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to think back to the last podcast. It was probably in June, and
no, I think it was didn't we do one at the beginning of July or late?
Well, not me.
Late June.
Maybe you boys did. It was June.
No, we were. JB and I were going to, but I don't think we did.
Well, at some point in June, but I think the plan at that point was to at least do one more episode to wrap up the season.
Yes.
Or get right into a summer special right away, and we did neither.
No, we're terrible.
So we're back. We apologize.
I apologize for that. So my second apology, actually, is for unknowingly giving your wife the finger.
This is like breaking news. This was like yesterday. Too funny.
So
So my wife, well, sorry, to paint the picture here for the listener.
Yeah.
We have a very recognizable vehicle.
Yes.
There's only one in the city.
Right.
It's a lovely
F-150 Studio.
F-150 Studio vehicle with the 22-inch tires, the FXR labeling, and a blue cap on the back, which no one would ever dare do on a truck like that.
From your old truck.
Yeah, so it's guaranteed it's me when you see that truck, right?
Yeah,
or so
absolutely.
you thought.
So I thought.
Yeah.
So here I go pick up some, should I plug them? Nice Gabriel pizza.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, down at the
good bacon.
Yeah, Gabriel pizza is very good, extra large. Getting a little pricey. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, pick up the pizza. I pull out of the mall parking lot, go to the roundabout. Coming up to the roundabout, and who do I see coming through the roundabout?
Yeah.
Who I thought, good old Duff, in the F-150 Studio.
Yeah.
So my window was open. I stick my hand and way out the window, flip the bird to good old Duff.
Yeah.
But then I waved after.
Yeah.
It kind of felt bad.
Which she didn't probably
She
catch
didn't see the wave.
it's hard enough to focus on a roundabout in Canada.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So then I go over through the roundabout, get home.
Yeah.
And then later on, I get a text from Duff. Why are you giving my wife the finger?
Because the fair Stacy's text to me was, for some reason, Darcy gave me the finger. I'm like, well, that's funny. Yeah.
Of course, I wrote back and said, that was her.
Yeah, so you didn't even know it was her.
I didn't see
with the
you,
tinted
the
windows, you probably couldn't even see.
No. So I felt bad. So I got
Good
to
story.
apologize to your wife
Oh, that's too
for
funny.
that because I thought it was you.
That was good.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, you got to be careful. I'm not the only one driving that now. My daughter's driving it. The wife drives it a bit.
You let your daughter drive that big thing?
She drives it probably
Brand
more
new driver?
than. Yeah, but if you think about it, my old buddy Sean McGovern used to share this story with me. He had a friggin' 2-ton truck. Or sorry, a full-ton pickup truck. And his daughter drove that to school every day. And his rationale was, you know what, if it's safety you're worried about, then that's the vehicle.
Yeah.
Super visible, super big. You're not going to lose an accident in one of those, right?
Yeah.
And once
Unless you
they
hit
get...
an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, sure. Sure you will. But the odds of that would be low, right? But you're sitting up high. It's a great vehicle. The safety sort of ratings on a truck are through the roof compared to other things. I still laugh at the fact that when we sold the minivan and bought the truck, the insurance dropped in half we had a $20,000 Chevy Montana van used 10 years later that we were paying God knows what for insurance on.
Yeah.
And then we bought a brand new Ford F-150 pickup, not the F-150 Studio, but the previous one, the gray one.
Yeah.
And the insurance dropped in half.
Wow.
And we're like, we inquired just out of curiosity, but we didn't want to raise any mistake on their part and say, oh, you're right. But they were like, no.
It's supposed to be double.
The safety factor alone brings down the insurance tremendously on a truck. So anyways, long story short, I have no problem with the wee ones driving the truck, other than my whole style's been cramped.
Yes.
Like there's times now when I'm like, where the hell's the truck? Where the hell's the car? Like, I'm not biking.
Stuck at home.
Yeah. So it's good and it's bad. And I mean, just like you, our daughters will be off to school. So it's another month and then we're back to us anyways. 2 vehicles for 2 drivers. And
speaking of insurance, I'll bring this up quickly. So we have one vehicle.
Yeah.
I used to have 2 vehicles for the
one
longest.
vehicle is one of the smartest things you've done.
Yeah.
Like financial, like what a savings.
Oh, it's been a huge savings.
Yeah.
However, when I bought my 2016 Chevrolet Impala,
beautiful car,
huge, nice big trunk for the hockey gear.
Yeah. 16, eh?
Yeah, it's a 2016.
Wow.
I bought it 2019.
Sure, but you still that's your present car.
That is my
the listener
present
should
vehicle.
realize. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, present vehicle.
Yeah.
And anyway, but in the meantime, I bought that in September, and I still had my other vehicle.
Yeah.
On there, which was a Ford Taurus X,
Yeah.
SUV, all-wheel drive. It was nice. Had DVD player and all that stuff. Had that for a lot of years. Before I decided to switch to a car. And I like the Impala because it's big. But anyway, the insurance. So we had both cars on until I sold that a few months later.
That's right.
As soon as I sold it, I took it off the insurance.
Yeah.
My insurance actually went up.
It went up on the one vehicle.
On the one
because
vehicle.
it'll be used more, but your
because
A plus B should have been more than the new one car
you
policy.
would think, but because
Really?
because there was an accident
Oh.
on the old Ford
Yeah.
that my good wife had gotten into.
Right.
That accident then transferred to
the new one.
to the Impala,
Really?
and therefore the price went up. That should be
It's a
coming
newer,
off.
nicer vehicle,
Yeah,
right?
that should actually be coming off. It only stays on there for a number of years, and I think that should be.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the problem. I said, what are you talking about? If I had two cars, you mean my insurance would be less?
Freaking insurance.
Yes.
You should
Like,
go.
what?
You should go buy a
Make any
Lada.
sense. That's what I said. I said I got a piece of shit and put it in the
Sit it
driveway.
in the laneway.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need wheels.
No, it could sit on blocks. I don't care, and put it on insurance. Yeah.
Huh?
And it would cost me less money.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or just throw get one of those three-wheeled things in India.
Yeah.
Rickshaws with the little
exactly.
two-stroke motor. Something.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah. Put the insurance on, it would have cost me less.
Oh, geez.
Crazy, eh?
That's too much. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that story. Huh.
Yeah, dumb.
Oh, well, maybe we should move on.
What do you want to talk? What was on your agenda?
Well, okay. So I had a few things on the list, but I really do want to swing back to the Puckasaw expedition.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's, I think,
a little bit more successful this year.
a little bit more successful. And I think that's where I left off things back in
you
June.
did.
So to refresh the good listeners' memory, Puckasaw is a national park. National park.
It's not provincial?
It is definitely not a provincial park. It's a national park, and it's probably, well, it definitely is one of the lesser frequented ones, primarily based on its isolation.
Its location.
It's on the northeastern shore of beautiful Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world, shared between us and the USA.
USA.
And it's near a little town called Marathon, near another little town called Wawa.
Wawa.
So you got
the
location now.
A quick
good
note
listener.
about the Wawa. If you're driving up to Sudbury on good old Highway 17,
Yeah.
Trans-Canada Highway,
Yeah.
there's a sign, I believe.
Yeah, that says only 1 million more miles to Wawa.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love those. Yeah.
It's like, why is this here?
Yeah. It's funny when you're like, I used to laugh at it, but when you're actually going to Wawa, you see it and you just get an instant little drop in your mood.
Yeah, because it's, you're like, oh my God.
And in all seriousness, I think there is one that says 900 kilometers to Wawa.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. Yeah.
Only another 8 hours.
Yeah. But it is a beautiful drive. Even starting our story at that point, we had a blast, right? You get 4 buddies together, kind of mid-COVID, post-COVID, whatever, and it's like a true road trip, and you're stopping for treats and breaks, and you're planning, and you're mentally getting prepared for the adventure, and it was perfect. I would say the ride itself was a highlight in many ways. So, our plan this year was to complete the coastal trail. It was the same plan we had last year. Right, which didn't work.
Right.
And you'll recall thinking back to last year when Pierre and Keith were over in my backyard, sharing the contents of their 50-pound backpack.
Exactly. Yeah.
And all proud.
And you trying to tell them, no,
heavy.
take this all out.
Too heavy.
And
Too heavy, boys.
I
I know you're marathon runners, but do you really need the hairdryer? Do you really need, the pots and pans to cook your stir fries? Like, come on. Way too much. The pillows, everything, right?
Oh,
so,
God.
Fast forward to this year.
Yeah, they learned their lesson.
Well, what's really, really cool about outdoor education, if I could extend it even to an adult adventure, is you learn. It's a constant learning experience, right?
Yeah.
You think you're picking up all these knocks
I
that
am,
I'm doing?
yeah, I
Okay.
can see them. I used to, all the knocks that we did in the past, I used to go and take them out, but it became such a tedious...
Oh, I know. It's the Italian in me. I'm talking with my hands. I'm talking with my hands, good listener.
Yeah, like it was tedious taking them out, so I let them go.
Yeah.
So I gotta zoom in on the timeline.
No, forget it. So here we go. So the
knock all you wanted.
So the planning this year was probably one of the major reasons that the adventure was a success, because the plan going in this year, with the previous knowledge that the boys had from last year and that they were way too heavy, and even though they were marathon runners, they could not complete the hike, right? So this year they invested in some proper gear. They really kept things light. They didn't bring extra anything. We really tended to minimize, and even our new participant, Nenad, who's a beast, by the way. Yeah. He's a beast, the Serbian beast. He great guy.
Serbs, eh?
Yeah, he's a great
Serbs,
guy.
they're good
He he worked hard at being light and everything, but he's a strong kid. So even though he might have been a little heavier than ideal in my mind, nothing was going to stop him. So that was fine. Yeah. So the boys, I think, the marathon runners, I think they started out their hike in the highish 30s for their pack, which would be like 38, let's say 37.
Still a little heavy, I think.
Yeah, but totally doable, because the weights would start to drop. And when you factor in the conditions we had and our fitness levels and just everything, it really came together. So the weather again was perfect. So and we just had a better strategy starting out. So last year, if you recall, this is turning into a Tony Gabriel story. Yeah? You get that reference?
I do.
Okay.
I do get
Google the Tony Gabriel story.
I do.
Good listener on Team 1200.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
TSN
Shout out to the competition.
Yeah.
TSN 1200. So
might have been the team and transitioned to TSN
exactly
as he was telling
I used to laugh at though. I'm not a huge sports radio listener, but I used to laugh at that. Okay, last year we're like, we'll drive to the Sioux. We'll have a steak dinner. We'll get up early. We'll hit the trail after lunch. No problem. We're only hiking 16 kilometers first day, and then we get up there, we do our orientation, we start the hike after lunch. There's that crazy detour because the boardwalk's out. It set us back. It basically caused us to fail. 10 minutes in, I think I knew we were going to fail. But we fought hard. We made up on the second day, but that's what did it, right? I think we did 30K on the second day, and we were dead. We turned around and took our time coming out. It was still a great trip. Yeah. This year, let's be up there nice and early in case there's things we're not aware of. Yeah. We drove all the way to Wawa, had a nice dinner in Wawa, got up early. So Wawa is like 2 hours from the trail instead of 6 from the Sioux. Yeah. So I think we were at the trailhead at 9 or 10 in the morning. The orientation was basically 5 minutes because we had all done it before, and then Nad did it online. So we hit the trail at 10 a.m. Yeah. On the day planned. Boardwalk was there, Thank God. Crossed the boardwalk. Yeah. So 15 minutes into the hike this year, it's 10:30 in the morning, and we are probably 3 hours ahead of the pace from the previous year. Yeah. More, because we started so late last year. We're like 5 hours ahead. Wow. So nice leisurely hike, made it to our designated campsite nice and early, which is huge because then you can relax, you can recoup. And long story, really short, unless you or the listeners have any questions. That was what happened for the next 3 nights.
You were gone for a long time though.
You
were gone a week.
We still were gone for a long time. We did one,
because you got to come back, I guess. You got to go in.
We did 6 nights. Sorry, I can't. It's been a while since I even thought about this. Yeah. There is a blog, by the way, on this.
What's a blog?
Yeah, blog spot.
I didn't know that.
I have a blog. You didn't know that. Blog spot.
I think I did know that. But
okay, but anyways,
forgot about
there's a lot of detail, a lot of good photos if anyone's interested at all.
Tell them how to get to the blog.
I'll maybe post it on the chat as well, or on the Twitter. But it's called Blogspot. And
that's the name of the...
but I think my thing is Outdoor Easy.
Outdoor Easy, right.
Outdoor Easy, I think, just like on Twitter. Anyways.
Yes, sir.
So, day 2, again, I can't emphasize how nice the weather was, which is huge, right? We had a little bit of rain on a couple of days, but it was not a factor. So, we're up early, breakfast, coffee, hit the trail. You develop a routine.
Who?
I did every day. I must. I had a couple bonus days based on the amount of bowel moving, not bowel movements, but physically moving for 15 hours a day.
Moving your bowel.
Yeah. It didn't work for KD.
No?
No, KD packed it in.
Oh, really?
He said he let one little I think he let out one little nugget over the 7 days. I'm not kidding. I don't know how your body does that.
I don't know.
How it can pack it in like that.
So he must have been in the bathroom for hours later.
He didn't even bother. Oh, when he got home, possibly, quite possibly. He might have needed some sort of, what's it called, suppository to help him out.
X-Lax.
Something.
Yeah.
But
so
no.
What? This is out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Are there outhouses along the way, or do you
go in the
bush and you bring your toilet paper?
So what you're provided with up there, and it's definitely a wilderness trail.
Yeah.
But when you get to one of the 10 or 12 designated campsites, you'll see a nice prepared area for tents.
Yeah.
You'll see a beautiful outhouse, like a full-on nice outhouse with a closed door and a roof, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And you'll see a bear box, like a concrete pad with steel bolted, like 2 cubic meter bin with locking doors.
Okay.
So that's why the bears are never an issue up there. It's so infrequent that you would ever encounter a bear up there, even though there are many and they are big. I've seen them on
black bear or brown bears.
Black bears, yeah. So no, the facilities are great if you can call them that. There's always a nice water.
What do you have to stop along the way? You really got to
go. Well, so I believe last year I had to do an emergency deposit for sure. And I think it was just off the trail, dig a hole, fill it in, and away you go.
Then you dig the hole.
Absolutely.
You just don't leave it
It's always encouraged you kind of, for the benefit of others, like covered up,
if
right?
you're off the trail, you just let her, you do the dump. And then you let Mother Nature take over from there.
I mean, the bears don't dig a hole and fill it up.
No,
that's
exactly.
for sure.
The flies come along.
But I guess we're not bears.
The flies come along.
Yeah.
Eat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're a little more civil than a bear.
Of all the amazing questions you could ask, that's the one that you're most curious about. Okay, is what do you do on the trail if you gotta go?
Well, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's very pertinent to the listener.
I suppose it is.
Yeah.
So day 2 again. Oh, sorry, I said I guess I'd fast forward this. Like day 2, day 3.
Yes, Tony.
You get up, you keep on track.
Keep it going.
Yeah, you get up, you keep on track. You develop a routine. I found after a few days, Nanad and I like to kind of get up early and get rolling because we were a bit slower on the trail too. Our pace just was naturally slower than the marathon runners. Surprise, surprise. So then the marathon boys would get up a little later and take a little bit more time, and then they'd always catch up to us by lunch.
Oh, so you started out first?
Pretty much. Well, that's what seemed to happen, I'd say, by day 3.
Okay.
Because you would just start to establish a flow, right? A routine, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
So then the coolest day of it all was probably, 1, 2, 3. Day 3, you wake up. The plan is to get to the campsite that is towards the end, and then you kind of get to the end the next day. So we get up. We're making great time. We literally get to that campsite at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is 4 kilometers away from the end.
Okay.
Which is super challenging, tough part of the trail. If you
read save the best for last.
Yeah, because now you're at 55 map kilometers from civilization.
Okay.
Like you're the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if you read the blogs, you see all these people getting off the boat and then coming back, right? So we decide rather than wait to the next day, we're just gonna do it that day. Yeah. We're feeling great. It's 1 o'clock. And the best part of it all, right, is you set up your tent and everything, and then you don't have to carry it.
Okay.
So it's easier.
Yeah.
And it was...
So you do 4 kilometers to the end and come back.
That's right. And it was so satisfying to know that just the plan worked.
Yeah.
Because sure, it was tough. But after 55 kilometers, you set up your tent, you have a snack, you're literally carrying some water and some treats with you to the end. So that's what it did. I think it took us an hour and a half to get to the end or the start of the trail.
Yeah.
So 3:30, 4 o'clock, beautiful sunny day. And they have those friggin' red Adirondack chairs.
Oh.
From Parks Canada. It was part of their old Share the Trail program from 2019, like showcase, share the chairs and all this stuff. So there we are. We did it.
Good.
Middle of the day. Thank you. Middle of the day. On the 3rd day, we did it. And then the thought was, well, let's just back to that campsite for that night. And then I think we divided up the trail over 3 days and 2 nights on the way back.
Okay.
Right? Something like that. I'm sorry, 3 more nights. I think we did 6 nights and 7 days when the original itinerary was like 8 nights and 9 days or something like that.
Well, it just seemed to me that you were gone for a while.
We're still gone a while, right?
Yeah, because we lost your text message.
That's right.
And it seemed like, I don't know, is he lost in the wilderness or something?
But no, it's I think I fired off a couple of them.
I think you got some reception.
I think I did. Well, no reception at all, but we had the emergency GPS, which we sent nightly updates to the wives.
Ah, okay, right.
Who were,
you know what? That was...
Well, you guys didn't make that list. Like, you guys are fun, but you're not as important as the wives.
Yeah,
so.
thanks.
But I did send one to JB on a particular day when apparently the internet was down in Canada. Remember that day?
Oh, yes.
There was something weird.
Yes. Rogers.
And, well, whatever
Rogers
it was,
went
we
down.
actually had a little radio that we were
Rogers
trying to
went down.
catch the Jays games on at night. And
Over the air?
over the air. Yeah, which of course we never found a Jays game on the shores of Lake Superior, but we were still getting news and stuff. So we had heard the internet was down in Canada.
Well, it was Rogers.
Why do you keep saying Rogers?
Because it was only Rogers.
Just Rogers.
Just Rogers.
Oh, okay.
It was the whole Rogers network went down.
Okay.
I don't, and
For
not
like
Bell.
a day or two?
Oh, it was. They didn't restore all the services until the next day.
Okay.
It was longer than 24 hours.
So I couldn't recall. Like, our plan was, again, we talk about establishing a routine. It was pretty cool. You know, we'd get into camp, we'd make dinner, we'd go out onto the beach or the rocks, have our dinner, fire up the GPS, and send out a little text saying, hey, things are good, here's where we are.
Yeah.
And we'd often get a nice reply, and then and it would always go to my wife, who would then share it with the other wives.
Speaking of your wife,
Before you gave her the finger.
which I apologize for.
Yeah.
You're
apologizing on air to her, and she never listens to this.
Oh, well,
Just
maybe
so
you could just pass that along.
Like you think people actually listen to this program. Remember?
My wife doesn't listen either. So
No, we got 18 people in Hungary that listen.
Exactly.
And Dean Mariani.
Who?
Our buddy Dean at school, one of my work buddies.
Yeah. But I was biking one night while you were gone.
Yeah.
Was going down the
I knew
Canada
this.
Trail.
She told me this too.
And I ran into your wife.
Yeah.
As she was biking the opposite direction.
Right.
And we stopped and we chatted for a few minutes.
Yeah.
She told me that you were giving her updates.
Yes. So the whole point of that update story, though, was just we didn't want anyone to get concerned because the precedent was these nightly texts. So I thought maybe my wife's, like, you think I know who her provider is, but I have no idea. So we weren't getting anything back. I'm like, I better fire off one to JB to just physically call her and say we're all good.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then
Did he?
Yeah, I think he actually did.
Oh, he did.
Well, I think he found her on Facebook or something. But again, he doesn't
I
listen.
have your wife's phone number in my phone.
Yeah, but
texted me.
I could have did that, I guess. But again, I didn't know who had what. I don't know what
believe
providers
anyway.
you guys have.
Well,
but
no, I wouldn't have gotten it. You're right.
It wouldn't
I
work.
was on Rogers.
But good old JB.
I am on Rogers.
Good old JB. What's he do? He goes and friggin' uses the internet to friggin' text her on Facebook or something. I'm like, hello.
I'm surprised he
physically call her is what I wanted to be safe, right?
Well, I'm surprised he didn't drive all the way over from Stitz, Vegas.
Well, I would have
Bridal Vegas.
You know what?
Talk to your wife.
Next time you get the call because he did not follow instructions.
Yeah,
right.
It's terrible.
And he could have put 4 different wives into a unnecessary concern.
Well, maybe that's what his goal is.
Well, maybe he simply did not follow instructions. So let's wrap this Puckasaw adventure up. So you know what? It was. I can still picture us there at the end of the trail. Like, it's not just plan for the hike and do it. This goes back multiple years for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I attempted it. The first attempt was in 2019 with Canadian Death Race Marathon ex-military guru Dan.
Oh, right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And accomplishments from that trip. I think I hiked 35 kilometers in one day with 40 pounds. Oh yeah, sorry.
28:55.
Okay. With 40 some pounds on my back before I learned. Yeah. So anyways, that was a bust. And then we were going to go right back in 2020. Wasn't opened. We could not do it in 2020.
Right, because, you had to say...
Because of the COVID.
Physical distancing. You can't be outside at parks.
Super.
Let's close off swing sets and stuff.
Easy anti-vax. Super disappointing. And so we didn't do it in 2020, right? Kind of a hiatus. And then 2021, It didn't work out with Dan. I can't remember why, but then me and the marathoners gave it a shot, and then, anyways, we did it this summer. So anything worth accomplishing, anything big enough, I guess. It's not just a bang bang sort of thing. And
no, exactly.
Yeah.
So 28:55, Duff
You got it.
F-bomb.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad people are patient enough to hear me out. It was a hell of an adventure.
yeah.
It was really fun.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It was really fun with the boys I did it with, and like I say, Blogspot. It's Duffy.
Outdoor easy.
Outdoor. Is it outdoor easy?
Well, that's your Twitter.
Why
personal
don't
Twitter.
you kill 30 seconds here?
It's your
while I look
personal
this
Twitter
up?
handle.
Yeah. Okay. So.
It's outdoor easy. Duffy
Oh my
Monahan.
God, what am I looking at here? Pages, no pages, settings, accounts, and blogs.
Now,
Yeah, so it's a blog spot,
yeah.
and it's outdoor easy. And when you go in there,
Okay.
you're gonna see my posts, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see it's cool because I did some posts last year on the trail
Yeah.
about the trail. I did, holy frig, we actually did 5 days on the trail last year. So I got little summaries of the 5 days on the trail last year. And then this year, funny enough, I guess I quit at day 4 because that was when we accomplished everything.
Right.
I've been meaning to go back and summarize the trip back. But anyhow,
Okay.
some really nice daily summaries in there. That's Blogspot, and it's outdoor easy, and you'll see some cool photos and everything. So, yeah.
Cool. Well,
Good.
congratulations on
Thanks
that.
again. What else do we got on the agenda for
Well,
today?
I wanted to bring up one thing too. Didn't you guys as a training
We're still on
for
Puckasaw.
Puckasaw? Well, this is going to tie in a little bit.
Okay,
I'm
good,
I'm
good.
hoping that you went down to Paul Smith's,
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
Did a little trailing out there.
We did a complete
Down in the
training,
Adirondacks.
a complete training day, mainly for gear and
Right.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was an insane hike, actually,
Yeah.
which we bailed on.
Yes.
We did a 30K hike that day, I think, if I remember correctly, up a mountain and back, but not the original plan because we just, again, bit off more than we could chew.
Right. I heard that's a tough trail.
And it was darn hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of those 30 plus days with
Okay.
humidity. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But again, a great test. It was
Yeah,
fun.
good.
We camped over, and we may end up there on our. Oh, now I see where you're going with it. Yeah, you're tying
Yeah.
it into our trip. Maybe,
Our trip
in a
or
couple weeks.
a couple
Okay.
weeks going down.
So yeah, we stayed at a nice campground where we may end up staying as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. I guess I should get on that now, eh?
Yeah, maybe.
18th, 19th.
18th, 19th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of August.
Yeah, yeah. No, that should be, which is probably.
It's in a week.
Someone texted me something the other day, let's do something August, whatever. I'm like, I don't even know what date. I don't even know the date.
Well,
Like, that's where I
for us
am.
Is 18th.
Yeah, but I'm
19th,
like, I did not know the date of the day, like now, when I was trying to answer somebody. Yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I know those dates, and I'm in, and that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I know you had a thing called just inflation.
Oh, you want to get on that? Eh?
You want to talk about? Because
The
we can
cost
talk
of
about
everything.
the just inflation plus
Yeah.
the Biden inflation.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
just down there myself,
Right. Oh boy.
and the cost of I had never been to that area, so I'd never been
Adirondacks.
Adirondacks area.
Yeah.
So, just as a note, the reason why you and I are going back down and stuff is my daughter is going to school at Paul Smith's College. She's playing hockey there.
It's going to be a goalie with the Lumberjacks.
a goaler with the Bobcats.
Oh, the Bobcats.
Yeah, the Bobcats.
A goaler.
Apparently, she's going to be the number one.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was shocked when Coach said that.
It doesn't add up to me.
Yeah. But they're good for her if that happens. I mean, so we
You
went
need to
down.
earn. You need to earn those spots. You can't just say you're starting.
Wow.
Maybe he or she tells that to everyone,
It's possible.
and then they all come in thinking they're the starter, and then they actually have to perform.
Yeah. Well, so we went down there because there was an orientation at the college.
That's right.
For parents and students
Beautiful.
that are going there. It's a small college
Yeah,
in the Adirondacks. Really nice, beautiful campus right on St. Regis Lake.
I'm envious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went down, had a great time. The whole family went down. We hadn't been anywhere in a few years, of course,
Yeah.
because of COVID-19, 20 and 21,
I hear you.
and now 22.
Don't get me going.
And so we went down. We stayed in Saranac.
Yeah.
Beautiful hotel there.
What's it called?
the Saranac Waterfront Lodge.
Unbelievable,
Right on
folks.
Flower Lake.
Unbelievable. If you ever win a lottery and you want to go on a nice trip, that's your spot.
Oh, that was expensive. That's what I'm talking about, inflation.
I'm not sure I could afford it.
Yeah. They jacked the prices up huge, even though we got it through the college.
Well, there's reasons. This is just the thing.
Well,
right?
it's been 2 years of no
I know, there's
tourism.
pent up demand for travel.
They lost the money.
And it's a beautiful area. And you're paying in American dollars, right? Like there's a lot of reasons why you paid $7,000 a night at this place.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went down, we did a tour of Lake Placid too, went to some of the Olympic sites.
Love it.
Got a private tour of the USA Olympic Training Facility in Lake Placid.
USA.
Which was nice. The lady took us around, showed us everything.
My absolute favorite USA chant.
Yeah.
Sorry to diverge here.
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres versus Ottawa Senators at the old odd. Not the old odd. No.
HSBC Arena?
Yes. Yeah. We went across back when I was in university or whatever. I mean, it was late 90s. And everybody playing. Like, they might have had a token American or two, either team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's face it, it's 80% Canadians and a bunch of Europeans and maybe an American. They're chanting USA, USA. Bees, that's going to fire up the home team when they're all Canadians.
Well, they're playing in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But that was the days of the Buffalo-Ottawa rivalry.
Oh, it was good hockey. Yeah. It was fun, but they're so, like, I don't get it. They're so uneducated. You would never... I get a USA chant if it's Team USA playing somebody, but the Buffalo Sabres? No.
No, exactly. New York Rangers.
Possibly maybe? With Dominic Hasek, the Czech in nets.
Exactly.
Like, anyways, continue.
Well, I mean, it was beautiful. I'll tell you, like the sights. We went, I couldn't get out of the car or even look at the Olympic ski jump. I have a fear of heights, and we went to go see that, and it was like I see it peeking up over, and it's like, oh my god,
that is sick.
That's crazy.
You couldn't even enjoy watching someone fly off that.
Well, I can watch it on TV, but still, I didn't realize how high
it is on my list. Like as you know, I'm down there pre-COVID, probably once a month on average, and that is something I still haven't seen.
Yeah, you got to go there. But little side thing on ski jumping. Friend of mine, he's Austrian. He was like the #1 Austrian ski jumper.
What?
Back in like the 70s.
Really?
Yeah. Willie Purcell.
Huh.
Look him up. He's Olympic ski jumper.
Willie the Eagle?
Willie the Eagle.
Because was he like the only ski jumper in Austria?
No, Austria is like big for ski jumping.
Well, they're big for Alpine.
He's still, when he goes back to Austria.
Maybe he couldn't make the Alpine team and then he just went out for jumping.
Know, but apparently he's a real celebrity when he goes back to Austria.
Huh.
People recognize him to this day.
Willie.
Yeah.
Willie the ski jumper.
He's a real character. Too.
How do you know this guy?
Through my TV production. He's in TV production here.
So he emigrated. He emigrated to Canada.
I've known him since the late 90s.
Lives in Ottawa?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Could he recommend a good schnitzel house?
Oh, I could ask him.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite
He's a real
meals.
Character. But anyway, so did that. We went to the bobsled, luge, whatever mountain.
Yeah.
Mount Van Hoover.
Mount Van Hovenberg.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now back to Willie for a sec. Yeah. He sounds like he'd make a good guest on the program.
Oh, we could get Willie. He'd be a great guest. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, he'd be a great guest. He's a character.
And he'd do it.
Oh, he would do
Speaks the English okay?
Oh, he's great. You never know. But he's a really good guy. I've known him for a long time, and he'd be a great guest. And I think it doesn't matter.
I just keep recommending them to you, and
I'm gonna mark down.
And
Willie.
you
write that down.
Continue to have a perfect record of not getting anyone.
Well, I'm gonna write that down. Run it right underneath the 2855 Duff F-bomb. I'm gonna put. Oh, my pen just...
Willie the Eagle.
Oh, my pen.
I'll remember.
Willie the Eagle.
I'll get you.
Purcell.
People
can look him up.
I'll put some tweets out there to find him. Maybe he's on Twitter.
Just text him. Yeah.
I don't have his number.
I do.
Okay.
Willie Purcell, if you want to look him up, the Austrian ski jumper.
No kidding.
From back in the day.
Hey, we're finally missing JB.
Yeah.
Right now, that would be perfect.
I can
JB
bother myself to look it up.
No, I'm not. That's not our job.
No, it's not.
We're the talk, man.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So let's get him on. Yeah, he'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely get him on.
But anyways, so the whole
where was I going with this?
The whole piece was inflation and just it's explainable, the travel stuff, but what is tougher to swallow is just the day to day, right? Like people talk a lot about groceries and when you're closer to the poverty line. Like it's not just something to complain about. Like it's quite serious for people, right?
Well, I mean, I found, and I guess it's because it is a tourist area, that Lake Placid, Saranac, that area.
Yeah.
It's big tourist. I found it very expensive.
Yep.
We went for coffee one morning and we just got a couple sandwiches.
Yeah.
In Lake Placid, it was $40 US.
Yeah, so that's unacceptable. Like
two coffees, a couple sandwiches.
No, that's ridiculous.
$40. So that was pretty expensive. Like I said, the hotel ended up being close to about $400 a night.
Yikes.
US, which turned into 1,700 Canadian for 3 nights.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So it was like, the exchange rate was killing.
Okay.
The gas I paid leaving Saranac was $4.29 per gallon.
Yeah.
Which we worked out to what again?
Well, it worked out to probably about $1.60 or so. Like whatever it was, it's always going to be cheaper. Yeah. But I guess what I'm disappointed in is the New York gas now is not the deal it used to be.
No.
It's literally 5 to 10 cents less than here, which is not a huge savings. No.
So, I mean, Biden we talk about just inflation, Biden-inflation.
Yeah.
And I've seen him on the Twitter machine come on and say he's lowering inflation by raising taxes. I don't know how that works, but anyway, New York State might not follow his lead in that because it was quite expensive. Sure. Like I said, tourist area.
Oh, yeah.
I get it a little bit.
I get it.
You know.
So we saw the same thing down in Delaware. We had an amazing beach vacation.
Yeah.
Paid... You know what? We paid the rates, right? Like it's not, I can't even think of it as a deal or not a deal anymore. Like we paid what we had to pay for a nice beach house for 5 days. And food was, I guess it's just not the deal I remember it used to be. Like a trip to the States 5 years ago, everything was cheaper and everything seemed like a deal and you were happy to spend. And the dollar maybe was a bit stronger too. But the deals that we still had, I'll try to be positive here, booze, unbelievable.
Of course,
unbelievable.
Always.
So the booze was cheap. The Bud Light and the Jack Daniels was cheap.
Yeah.
Anything we bought in Delaware was tax-free. So off the top, you know, we pay 13% tax here. So there's 0% tax there, and sales you have tax, these sales tax. So that I didn't realize this, but even in the pubs and the restaurants, there was no tax.
Yeah.
So that was nice. So if you consider the 30% exchange rate, and you whack off 13% right there, then you're looking at 27% kind of extra, let's say. Yeah. So most things were less dollar per dollar down there. So like everything, your food, your beer at a restaurant, your clothing at the outlet malls. So at the end of the day, if things were a little bit cheaper, sticker tag, it was about the same. But if it was looked like a deal, then it was a deal. So I bought a bunch of stuff.
My daughter ended up picking up a couple hoodies, which is her favorite thing to do. And
but that's not a deal.
Well, you know, New York does have a state sales tax. I forget. It's not like here.
It's like 5%, probably.
I think it's 6%.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And but I mean, like when you did the gas and then you factored in the price of the hotels, it was a very expensive trip.
Absolutely.
But again, like we hadn't been there in a while.
Yeah.
I think their inflation rate was something like 9%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite expensive. And here with the just inflations,
ours is up too.
Inflation, it's climbing up there. Things are getting expensive here.
So I guess
now gas came down
for sure. Bit. I mean, so things are up and down, but
notice how it goes down when he flies to Costa Rica and he's out of the country.
Don't be so obsessed.
And when he comes back, I bet you it goes back.
I know you love him, but there's other things to talk about.
Yeah.
So the grocery bill. This is something you can't avoid if you want to eat and not have to eat in a restaurant all the time. So I can back this up pretty well because
apparently
as you know,
eat in a restaurant a lot though.
I do, but I also hit Food Basics.
Yeah.
No, sorry, No Frills. No Frills is my new store.
Yeah.
I hit No Frills every week and I grab everything but meat. And for years it has been...
Because you're on the Beyond Meat stuff.
No, because I buy my meat at a butcher.
Which costs you a lot more money.
Yeah, sure, but that's a side story.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Costco. I like their meat. Yeah. So week after week after week, I guarantee it'd be $70, $70. So I'm talking bagels and pasta and sauces, the odd bag of chips, frozen chicken fingers. Sorry, I do buy a little bit of frozen food there. Whatever, $70, like clockwork.
Yeah.
And the last couple times there, it's $80. And it's the same stuff. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, right?
Well,
70 to 80?
Percentage? $10.
You tell me.
That's I'm terrible at
math. It's more than 10% because it's more than $7.
Exactly.
But so again, we're lucky to be able to absorb that without really noticing, I guess, but not everybody can. So, and if someone goes there on some sort of disability pension, let's say, and they've been buying $100 worth of groceries every 2 weeks because that's all they can afford to the dime. Yeah. Now something's got to give because they can't afford more, right? So, anyways, that sucks.
Well, I went to Costco, and I only picked up 3 things.
Yes,
it was $35.
Yeah,
I picked up the sprouted bread.
Yeah,
which has gone up considerably in the last.
So
it used to be about $6 for 2 loaves.
So
now we're looking at $8.
You're onto something there because the Costco inflation is more. Yes. Like, so I say I buy my meat elsewhere. Often it's Costco.
Yeah.
And even something like the pulled pork I bought yesterday. You used to be able to go into Costco and get 2 of those beautiful pork shoulders for like $20. It was often in the teens.
Yeah.
I think I paid $30 yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like a 50% sort of raise. Yeah. And the chicken, I know for sure. We bought some chicken the other day there. You used to be able to get that for $25, $28, whatever. And now it's way over $30, right?
I agree because, like I said, that sprouted bread used to be about $6.50. Oh, we have the visitor to our outdoor studio.
Getting rid of him.
Yeah, a little chipmunk.
It was a liberal.
A liberal. It was about $6.50.
Yeah,
and now you're up over $8.
Yeah.
The bacon that I buy, which is the natural.
Yeah.
That's risen.
Everything's
for sure.
up. Yeah.
And it's getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you expect after 2 years of killing supply chains and everything like that.
Yeah, but here's the advice, I guess. Like, we're not telling anybody anything they don't know, I guess. But I am now maybe I'm way behind what other people are doing, but now you got to be just so much more smarter with what you buy.
Yeah.
And you sure as hell got to eat the stuff you buy. You can't be throwing crap out at the end of the week, right? So the bacon's a great example. We don't eat a ton of it, but I love mixing it in with my pastas and stuff. Yeah. And so I saw bacon at the No Frills for $4 for 500 gram, whatever. It's not a pound. It's whatever that is, right? Which would normally be $7, I think, these days. So I friggin' bought a few of those, and
stock up
little bits here and there. Yeah. The stupid bagels at that place used to be so cheap.
Yeah,
there's no deal on anything like that anymore. Yeah. No,
it's either that or they shrink the packaging down.
Yeah, but the bagels
they raise the price.
Yeah, the bagels were like a cost. What do they call that? Cost leader or something, like something that is way less than it costs them to get you in the door. You know, you need a loss leader. That's what it's called.
Right? Yeah. They'll exactly. They'll take a loss on that, but they'll get you in the door.
The bagels were 99 cents or something forever, and now the bagels are double. Yeah, like there's no deal there. So that's a bit disappointing, but whatever.
But here's the thing. The thing about that is you can't. Like, I know we don't like, Mr. Socks with his new hairdo.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
I don't even like talking about it. You keep bringing it up.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I'll just say this final point is that, I mean, the province is locked down, not him.
Yeah.
So you can't blame it on him totally. No. But I mean, after supply and demand. There's a lot of demand, but there's no supply because of the supply chain problems.
Yeah, so but I don't blame government for that necessarily.
Well, they're the ones that locked us.
The only thing that
all down.
Like I find with the Liberals, at the national level, it's just irritants. It's little things that bug me.
Yeah,
it's not serious, but it's like the Arrive Can app.
Oh, God, don't get me started.
That summarizes my whole feeling about that government, right?
Yeah,
it's a policy with no purpose. It frustrates people. It probably really makes older people anxious, people that want to travel and so. Sure, yeah, it's easy. It's a stupid app that you fill in. It takes 3 seconds and whatever. So yeah, It's not a big deal from that front for the average person, but not everybody can do that.
It's useless. Like,
and it's
a waste of money.
It doesn't have a purpose.
Apparently, it's a $25 million app.
I don't know. But when you think of all the other things, I guess we deal with them, like the federal government they're not irrelevant, but they're so less important to us on a day-by-day basis than municipal and provincial. But they're there, and it's an irritant, but whatever, right?
Well, like it came out that there was no justification. This came in the National Post.
Yeah, I saw
that. There was no justification.
Well, of course.
Like medically for the ArriveCan app.
Well,
they had no health experts have their input on when they developed this.
You're either safe to travel or you're not. Like, it's that simple.
How is it killing tourism as well? Like, you think an American's going to put this
I heard
app
that.
on their phone?
I did not want to get into all this at all, but I can tell you for a fact that when I chatted with the U.S. border guy from that Saranac trip, that's exactly what he said. They're laughing at us. Yeah. And liberals probably like that. They probably don't care because they don't run businesses. They don't live in border towns. Yeah, exactly. They're not reliant on U.S. tourists to feed their family, right? But no, like those lineups coming back to Canada from my 2 trips now, it's all Canadians. There's no Americans coming here.
Well, there was no lineup when I went through.
No.
So there was down or coming back.
No, there were some lineups for me, but there's no New York plates in that lineup. There's no Pennsylvania plates in that lineup.
Exactly.
They're not coming.
Why would they? You wouldn't have to upload this stuff.
And it's not like I would never paint every American with the same brush, because sure, there's some that are not vaccinated that would not be allowed, but there's a ton of Americans that are vaccinated, but they don't care. They're not coming because they don't want to get it. Like the older Americans are probably, many of them are vaccinated, and they're the travelers. They're the ones with the money, but no, are they getting a stupid app to come to Canada? No, so the border guy was laughing at that, and I felt embarrassed. Yeah, I'm like, you know what, guy? Like, you're right. You know, but what are you gonna do? Yeah,
just not come.
Keep voting Liberal. Keep voting Liberal, because the Arrive Canada app is so amazing.
Yes, thank you for that.
Did I give you enough time on that?
Yeah. Like the Arrive Canada app, we can't say enough good things about it.
Okay. That's our pick.
Yeah.
That's our pick
of the week. Our pick of the week is the Arrive Canada app.
Available on Android,
iPhones, everything.
Yeah, everything. You can even apparently print out a piece of paper. Yeah. And bring that.
Yeah. Well, I got there and the guy was like, "Oh, I see you did it. It's all good."
Yeah. So I didn't.
And then I've heard other stories where the people have done it. It's all good, and then still get
then they got a quarantine.
14
it's an extreme.
It's like, what?
It's an extreme disappointment.
Yeah.
So you got any picks? Seriously?
I don't got any picks because I have not really watched anything.
Okay, so I told you I wish I had been keeping track of my picks, because I've watched a lot of neat stuff over the last month.
I have not watched any. I think my pick would be, if I said it would be Blue Jays baseball.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I've been watching a lot of Blue Jays baseball.
Same.
Actually.
Other than the last 2 days, I guess.
And I've been quite impressed with their team.
I've really liked the baseball.
They've been good, except they've lost the last couple of games.
Yeah. They better turn that around quick.
Yeah, I've been watching that. So if my pick would be to watch some Blue Jays baseball, because they seem to have a pretty good team this year.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
So my picks are similar, in fact. One of them is called The Terminal List.
Okay.
On Prime. I think they're both on Prime.
Okay.
Here's a weird thing I wanted to get into, actually. So The Terminal List is on Prime.
Yeah.
And the one I just started is called The Old Man.
The Old Man.
And it's not
on Prime?
It's on Prime, but it's on like Prime FX or something stupid that required an extra subscription.
What?
I'm not kidding. I don't understand.
Does that cost money?
I got the free trial for a month, and then I'll forget to cancel. And in September, well, my wife will get a little like $5.99, and for Prime FX. Oh no, it's not Prime. It's like City TV Plus or some weird thing like that.
Okay.
Only accessible through Prime. Yeah. Anywho, so The Terminal List. Let me just pull a JB here for 1 second. It's really both of them. I threw them together. I'll tell you why. Because they're both about ex sort of CIA sort of operatives. Okay. So The Terminal List, James Reese. No, that's not a good description. Where do I get a nice... Here we go. What are you laughing at? I'm not JB. If he was here, he'd have all this up and ready to go.
Come on, Tony.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody really will get that reference.
I don't get it.
The Tony Gabriel reference.
Oh, the actor's name is Chris Pratt, the main guy. Chris Pratt, yeah. And Taylor Kitsch, who's in it, who's an actor from like Friday Night Lights from way back.
Well, isn't he the guy in that stupid chick flick?
Couldn't tell you.
With what's it called again? The vampires and stuff. And werewolves.
No idea.
My wife is.
Okay.
I don't know.
The series follows James Reese after his entire platoon of Navy SEALs is ambushed during a high-stakes covert mission. Reese returns home to his family with conflicting memories of the event and questions about his culpability. However, as new evidence comes to light, Reese discovers dark forces working against him, endangering not only his life but the lives of those he loves. And that's how it starts. So it's a real good
thriller.
It's a thriller. It's a mental game. It's basically about him figuring stuff out and
a thriller in Manila.
Figuring stuff out, keeping alive, and the spoiler might be getting revenge, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So we're a few
How many episodes? Seasons?
I don't remember.
Okay.
We're not even done the first season. If there are extra seasons, I don't even know.
Right.
Now the other one I like way more. Okay. It's called The Old Man.
Yeah.
And this guy.
Is this also on?
Well, you know why? The only reason I'm searching is to get the names of the actors and stuff.
Is this also on?
This is the one I said that it's the Prime Plus whatever. Okay, where you have to get the stupid City TV.
Right.
So, Dan Chase absconded from the CIA and lives off the grid in New York State.
Oh,
and I swear to God, some of the footage, it looks like it's actually filmed up there.
Okay.
But I can't guarantee that.
It's probably filmed in Georgia.
Again, if JB was here, he could be Googling, where is it filmed?
Georgia.
Okay, so he's off grid. He's super old. He's living with his wife, and he's got a daughter somewhere else. And he's just a wicked ex-operative. Okay? That's what I would say.
Yeah.
When an assassin arrives and tries to take him out, the old operative learns that to ensure his future, he now must reconcile his past. The FBI's Harold Harper is called on to hunt him down because of his complicated past with the rogue fugitive. So he's kind of been off grid, like hidden for 30 years or something. Because but then they find he's done something that they're still after him. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
But this... I guess the odd part about it is he's acting like he's super old, yet he's friggin' like a wicked fighter and stuff still. So it's a bit cheesy, but still really cool. So they're hunting him down, blah, blah, blah. When Chase proves to be more difficult to apprehend than the authorities expected, a highly trained special ops contractor is sent to pursue him as well. While on the run, Chase rents a room from Zoe McDonald, who draws on reserves she never knew she had to survive the day when she learns the truth about her new tenant.
Okay.
Highly recommended. That would be Duff's pick, but if you want something a little more modern with a little more modern characters and stuff, you could definitely go with the Terminal List as well.
He's a modern.
So there you go. It's been a while, so two Duff's picks.
Yeah, plus a DDT pick.
Yeah, both really good.
Yeah. DDT throws in his 2 cents about the Jays.
Well, that's my TV viewing right there. Would be the Jays and those two series.
Not the Red Blacks.
I saw a Red Blacks game in person the other day, as
CFL,
you know.
Red Blacks. Hey, get this. When I was at the hotel in Saranac, ESPN had CFL football playing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a couple ladies there that their son had gone to that I met. Yeah. And their son was playing on the hockey team at Paul Smith's College.
That's right. Yeah.
And one lady asked me, she just says, name's Steph, she says, do they go by meters in the CFL?
That's a good question.
I'm like, no, it's still yards.
That's too funny.
You got to go, for a first down, you need 10 meters. No.
2nd and 4 meters.
I'm like, no, it's still
Great
still
question.
Yards.
Yeah, when we were down there, the ESPN 2 had, I think, the CFL Game of the Week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? It's football.
Exactly, yeah.
It's still better than that stupid XFL and the arena football and all these other versions of it down there.
Yeah. Well, I was telling her, we got 3 downs instead of 4. Oh. There's a lot of punting.
There's a lot of kicking. Yeah, too much maybe at times. Yeah. So that's great, man. How are we doing for time?
We're right at 1 hour, actually.
How about that? Yeah. I had the markets here as something, but I mean, we don't need. We could save that.
Story.
We can save that.
Save it for our first episode back. Well, I get Willie Purcell, Austrian ski jumper, gold medalist.
Bring him on to talk about the markets.
Oh, they have been. It was like a ski jump up and down. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Good. Well, that was our CCC. Well, here we should talk. Just let's give an update.
Update on everything.
On everything podcast related. Yeah. So, here's what we're planning, good listener. Whether it happens, things we should do, but maybe don't. But
so whatever we're planning, it's probably just going to stay the same.
Yeah, exactly.
But we could still plan.
Yeah, we could still talk.
So we're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, first off, this is going to be put out there as the 2022 summer special
right.
Period.
Yeah, season 2 summer special.
I wasn't going to put season 2.
Oh, no?
Oh, should I?
Yeah, it's season 2. We don't officially
Season 2 summer special, and then we're looking at season 3.
3 come September.
Possibly under a new marketing scheme.
Yeah, so we're looking into maybe changing the name, perhaps, because we're not sitting side by side in our vehicles anymore.
It's really not the whole cop car thing anymore.
I bought a little nice audio interface
which we need to get rolling with.
We could like have guests and stuff like that.
Guests at locations.
Yeah, your idea, which I like.
Okay, good.
I never not liked it.
Okay.
Which was sitting in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You know,
headphones,
doing podcasts,
free coffee, shouting out the place we're at.
So we're looking at that. It just presents some technical challenges, which could be figured out.
Seemingly not insurmountable.
No, they're not insurmountable.
Okay.
It's just getting the right pieces of equipment. I've already got one piece.
If I only knew someone in the industry.
Who's that?
Like
do you know
in
someone?
the industry with audio and production
I don't know
stuff
who
like that.
Would be.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's like you have that hat, but you refuse to wear it.
No.
It's kind of like most people. They have their day job, and then that's it. They don't want to be dealing with it.
No, but I mean, there are technical challenges to this.
Agreed.
But they can be overcome.
Okay.
Not a problem. We just got to figure that out.
Yeah.
It is actually really about like the mic inputs, the headset mic inputs.
Okay.
What do we need to do that?
Okay.
Because I've got professional gear.
Yeah.
But you can't buy something on Amazon for $20, so maybe you can, and expect it to be good. And that's.
But it's kind of like you've got professional gear, but unprofessional podcasters. So maybe you just need to.
we're all unprofessional podcasters.
So like maybe it's not going to be a big deal if you lower the quality of the gear to more match the actual personalities.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, very good point there. It's just that the gear has to be able to work.
I hear you. Like,
we could be talking and not hear nothing, and then put out blank.
Like I guess what I'm picturing is headphones and a mic where we're all sitting around and we can be at the coffee shop. Well, see, my first thought was just, what's wrong with a little background ambient, right? But I'm okay if you say that's simply not going to work, as long as we can have the two of us with the guest. Everybody hears everybody, and the sound's great for the listener.
Yeah. So you need a mic that is more directional.
Yeah.
If you have an omnidirectional mic, meaning omni everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That picks up sound.
But I guess we're talking individual mics. Like we all have our own.
We'd have to have our own mic.
Okay.
And it would have to be more directional.
Yeah.
And when you're usually talking about a condenser mic, you're usually talking about having to power that mic somehow.
Right.
I'll
leave it with you, man.
Yeah, there's no phantom power on my audio equipment, so that's the only problem. But it can be solved.
Okay.
We can solve it.
Well, let's keep aiming for that.
That is our plan for the future.
Okay, and we'll get into the listener mailbag
at
the start of season 3 and go over some of the names the good listeners have provided for the new podcast, and I guess we'll go from there.
Yeah, so maybe look out for some updates coming up.
Keep them coming.
Or not.
Yeah, keep it coming. I mean, the one we should tell everyone that we saw the other day was the Quit Your Job podcast.
Quit Your Job podcast?
Quit,
I didn't see
and then
that.
when you read in the comments, they literally wanted us to they wanted us to quit the podcast and
stay
with our jobs.
Stay with your day job.
So it was some sort of play on us being bad at the podcast and don't worry about it.
It was like, don't quit your day job podcast.
Yeah, but they said it in a way that made it sound like it was quit the podcast and keep your job. Something like that.
Yeah, don't quit your day job.
Quit your podcast job podcast. It was kind of funny, and I'm like, what? So no, we want some better ones than that. Something we might actually use.
What are they trying to tell us?
Yeah. But I want it to have something to do with coffee.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Something catchy would be nice.
Yeah.
But none of JB's suggestions.
What was his one? Was like, I know we're digressing right now.
He wanted injurious.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Injurious
waste of time.
Oh, he had some
weird
podcast.
Other word. I don't even remember it.
Mine was the Injurious Waste of Time podcast. His was like the ultra crepidarian.
Yeah, that. So
I was like, what is that?
It was interesting for a bit, but definitely not. Something short, catchy, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email in your suggestions.
All right.
Twitter, Copcar Coffee, @Copcar Coffee.
And there it is, folks. Hopefully you're having a great summer. Check in for season 3.
Okay.
Yeah. That was fun. That was good. That was good. It's been a while.
You brought it with the Puckasaw.
The Tony Gabriel. Oh my God.
That's all long stories now on our podcast will be called the Tony Gabriel.
Wouldn't he be? Is he still alive?
I don't know.
He'd be a good guest.
Yeah, we just let him talk.
That'd be great.
Ask him one question. You remember that catch he made in '76?
Be perfect.
And then he goes on.
And then the listener would actually know what Tony Gabriel meant after that.
Yeah. I think that was the question, actually. Your amazing catch in
the original. Oh, yeah, Cup. For sure it was. Yeah.
And he kept going.
On and on.
Yeah. Tom Clemens, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway.